Right here, you guys. So if someone were to get like a jam up their nose, like really hard, you can actually pierce the brain. Okay, so you got to be really careful. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, what are the holes called? Olfactory. Foramina. Okay. As long as you can spell it, right? Then what goes through there? The nerves, olfactory nerves, which we'll learn about Unit 4, so hang on. Don't forget all this stuff. Unit 4 will come get it, okay? It's already leaving. All right, then, what lives here?
Pituitary gland.
Pituitary gland, right? Pituitary gland lives in that little saddle. Sala turcica. Uh-oh, he fell. What did he fall into? Yeah, it was Ross, right? But he fell, he cut himself. That's the foramen lacerum. And then there is ROS. What's R? Foramen versus foramen versus the foramen spinosum. That is Ross. Yes? Okay, now here's some ear holes. One on the in, one on the out. What's the one on the in called? Internal auditory meatus or canal is good. Versus here, external auditory meatus. What's the big one? It's a big one. Foramen magnum. Let's flip. What are these little smooth-like surfaces here?
Occipital condyle.
Occipital condyles. So this is going to sit on cervical 1, and so when someone says, yeah, let's go study, you could say, yes, yes, okay? Yes. Well, that looks disturbing without a jaw, huh? Oh gosh. Now, what's the second biggest hole? Jugular foramen. Next to the jugular, by the way, what are the jugulars? Are they veins or arteries? Yeah, they're veins. They're gonna come down from your neck. Sometimes when you can't get an arm or a hand, you just go right there and get them in the jugular, right? To get a blood sample. Now, next to that, if these are the jugulars, well, you have to have blood going to the brain. So what's going to the brain? They're called the carotids, right? You ever get a carotid pulse on somebody? Okay. On an older person, don't ever do a double carotid. How come? They could pass out. They'll die. They're not that fragile. All right? They'll die. All right. Touch them. Okay. All right. Turn into a pile of dust. No. Okay. So jugular foramen. So what's next to the jugular again? Carotid canal. If you say carotid foramen, we're good. Okay. These were the occipital condyles, yes? Yes. There's a hole that comes through there, and it goes towards your tongue. Hypoglossal canal. And is there one on both sides?
Yes.
You betcha. Okay. Let's do some of this before we go. Let's do some skull features. What is the skull feature right here?
Zygomatic arch.
Oh, you guys are rock stars. What would be the bone feature? Temporal process. What would be then this bone feature?
Zygomatic process.
Zygomatic process. Okay. Lip. Skull feature. Hard palate. Awesome. Bone feature.
Horizontal process.
This is called the horizontal process. Woo. Check your notes. Okay. And then what would be this bone feature?
Palatine process.
That's called the palatine process. Okay. All right. Now, what is this sharp guy right here?
Stylomastoid process.
That's called the styloid process.
Styloid process.
Okay, when they saw this, the anatomist, they said, ooh, I see a breast there. So I'm going to call that the mastoid process. Like you ever heard of mastectomy before? Okay, do you see a breast?
No.
Okay, well,
I see a bone.
let's move on. Okay, those are the anatomous. Okay, now, here's the thing. There's a hole between the two processes. What do you want to call that one hole then? Mastoid Foramen. Sometimes you just gotta make it up, okay? Mastoid. There's the breast again. Foramen. Make sense? Okay, then. Does anyone have the colored skull? Can you pass that up? Just pass it up the right. Squamosal suture. Okay. Then what about this one? This is an easy one. Coronal, because isn't that a coronal cut? Yeah. What was this cut right here? Sagittal suture. Sagittal. Got to do a lot of enunciating in this class. Okay. And then what about this thing right here? Lambdoid suture. Lambdoid. Oh, what's that one again? Mastoid process. Ow! What's that?
Styloid process.
Styloid. Styloid means pen-like. Like a stylus, right? See how it looks like a little pen, tip of a pen? And what was that hole in between then?
Styloid, mastoid, foramen.
There's a nerve that's going to go through there, and in Unit 4, I'm going to ask you about that. So, now, what was this guy right here?
Mandible.
Yeah. Here's the mandibular angle. If you're a guy, this is more like 90 degrees. If you're a female, it's greater than 90, right? Okay? And then right here, see that little tip right there? There's a name for that bone feature. Anyone get that far? Coronoid process. Yes, that's true, because corona is a crown. Doesn't it look like it's at the top of a crown, those little, at the very top of it, right? Okay. Then, oh my gosh, it's tagged for the last test. Oh, maybe that's important. Right here, what's that feature there? It's like a knuckle that's sticking out. Do you guys remember the term for knuckle? Mandibular condyle. Mandibular condyle. That's going to live in a feature there. What was the bowl here? Mandibular fossa. Anybody know that? Put your finger right behind your ear, both sides. You feel movement there? Which joint is that? It's your TMJ joint. Sometimes the disc can slip there, and then it can cause the jaw to lock or click. You ever heard that before? Yeah. My wife had to have TMJ surgery, and then they had to wire her jaw shut to let it heal. So there is a disc in there that could slide back and forth, and that can dislocate. Okay. So if you have bad TMJ, they say don't sleep on your side because that can cause it to shift, or chew a lot of gum. That can cause shifting as well. Okay. Anyone have TMJ issues?
I do.
Okay. So yeah. What was the bone again?
Zygomatic.
Zygomatic bone. Bone?
Maxillary.
Maxillary or the maxilla. It's the bone right there.
Vomer.
Vomer. What's the bone up your nose?
Ethmoid bone.
That is called. Let's do a couple more. Then we'll break. What's that bone up there? Ethmoid. What is the bone feature that's going to come down and form the septum?
Perpendicular plate.
Perpendicular plate. Oh my goodness. Then, here's the thing. Do you guys see the two bony shelves that are on the side there? What's this one here?
Middle nasal concha.
Middle nasal concha. Excellent. And then what's the one all the way up there?
Superior.
Superior nasal concha. Where's the inferior then?
The bone.
It's a separate bone right there. Okay. And what's that separate bone called? Inferior nasal concha. Okay. All right. Yeah, just make sure you guys can keep looking at the bone.